So just taking a quick look at Chainlink on our daily time frame for another daily update here. As we can see, then looking pretty good over the past few days. Bitcoin has been having a really decent time of things. You can see here Bitcoin today with another big green candle, very bullish candle here so far. As you can see, we have been ripping up this week, to be honest, back through all of these levels of liquidity that we have been forming. If you look at Bitcoin's hourly time frame here, you can see last week we had this very obvious trend line forming, and we had these big fair value gaps that were quite obviously holding price down. You can see here, and this one, and also this one. And then on Sunday, when I saw this, when we absolutely ripped through this first fair value gap after consolidating for so long, and also ripped through this trend line, I had a feeling we were just going to come back all the way back up to this high and just rip through all these levels of liquidity. Absolutely confirmed when we came and closed back above this fair value gap here. Pretty obvious to me that we were going to continue to the upside because of this. You can see this was a massive fair value gap that held price down last week on Wednesday. As you can see, we came back and tested this and got rejected, but now, as you can see, ripping through these levels, we closed above. We came back down here obviously for a retest back into this area, but then every time that we came down to the lows, we bounced again. And then obviously today, ripping through the final fair value gap of the leg. And I would have probably assumed right now Bitcoin's pretty comfortably going to come and hit this high again and get this liquidity above this level. Beyond that, I'm not entirely sure. Bitcoin has been a bit sideways choppy recently, but all of this means that Chainlink is basically finally starting to reverse back around after getting dropped by Bitcoin last week. If you look at Bitcoin, you can see it had a pretty severe drop to the downside, and that did dump the altcoin space down as well. You can see Chainlink here basically had this pretty severe drop on Monday, a very severe drop compared to most, but it's actually held reasonably well compared to a lot of altcoins, to be honest. You can see in and around this 618 area, quite a lot of support for it, and also bouncing out of this huge fair value gap here. If you look at the daily time frame, this is an unbelievably massive fair value gap here on the daily time frame, a huge amount of support. You can see as soon as we got down into this area and swept the liquidity below this level and the 618 Fibonacci, we started to get some big green candles coming in this area. Chainlink looking really strong, to be honest, compared to the vast majority of cryptos. As you can see, much more highly correlated to Ethereum than it has been to a lot of other cryptos, to be fair. You can see Ethereum here basically just looking like it wants to, it's actually at its resistance right now, looking like it wants to continue. Chainlink looking pretty highly correlated to this price action, and it'll be interesting to see how far we can get. Bitcoin right now, as you can see, looking like it wants to continue here. Huge green candle. I would expect this to continue up towards that 18k level, to be honest. If that's the case, then Chainlink will probably continue as well. Hopefully we can inverse this big daily fair value gap. I think if we inverse this, is this a daily fair? That's a weekly time frame. This daily fair value gap here will be the tester. If we can come up and close above this in the next few days, as you can see, I've got the trade marked out. I might take this as an actual trade, because I think if we close back above this, we're going to rip through all these levels of liquidity and this trend line resistance back to this high, especially if Bitcoin's looking this bullish as well. Overall, Chainlink looking good here, in my opinion, for some more upside. Let's see what we can do. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching indeed. Please do like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, let me know your thoughts. Check back every day for daily updates and get some free money in the description below. Cheers.